Hi empaths, welcome back to another crystal reading. So choose one of the crystals to focus your energy towards. The crystal on the left is Tangerine Quartz. In the middle we have green Apophyllite. And on the right we have Fairy Quartz, also known as Cactus Quartz or Spirit Quartz. So whichever one is drawing you visually, notice how your energy wants to flow to one of the crystals. And it just naturally happens, connecting to that crystal, and it becomes a medium for us to communicate. And of course, readings more than one reading may apply. We're just choosing one to focus on for now. Another moment. All right, let's get started. Okay, so for those who chose the Tangerine Quartz, isn't this a lovely piece? I love the vibration of this one. So tuning in, so the word saboteur is coming up. So when the saboteur comes up, I believe that's an archetype of survival as taught by my mentor. So perhaps you're in the process of creating something, right? As this is a creative stone. So you might have been drawn to the energy of this crystal because of its creative influence. So when the saboteur comes up, there's an aspect of self that's afraid of empowerment, right? And that aspect wants to sabotage progress, right? Success out of fear that we're not big enough for success, or we're unworthy of it in some way, or we're not enough, right? So all these fears come up, or that we might have to grow and we won't be able to grow into the person, right? Or maybe we're coming from a fixed mindset of this person that I am now isn't capable of accomplishing whatever it is we're seeking to accomplish here. So you're being encouraged to have a growth mindset here, that you can grow into an opportunity. So if a creative idea wants to be birthed through you, trust that there's a reason it's coming to you, right? And that, Elizabeth Gilbert did a TED Talk about the history of, if I can find it and I remember, I will link it in the description. But if you look up Elizabeth Gilbert, she did a TED Talk about, I think it was in ancient Greece, they would say someone had a genius, right? Meaning they weren't being influenced by the spirit of creativity, or a spirit was endowing them with creative gifts instead of calling someone a genius, which puts all the pressure on them and all the criticism goes to them too, right? So if you can kind of separate yourself out from this creative idea and understand that it's something that's separate from you that wants to be birthed through you, and not over-identify with it, right? So allow for that process. Allow for the culmination of the energy and the vision to grow, and then trust the timing of the process here. And sort of assuage the fears of the saboteur with that concept of, I have a genius, I'm not the genius, right? So the pressure's off here. There's also some harsh energies of criticism coming to the surface now to be released. Right, the saboteur is afraid if we get acknowledgement or the limelight for a job well done, we also have to take the criticism and the harsh energies as well. So that's part of the fear here. And you're being encouraged to unburden through co-creation with a higher power, right? So part of that is acknowledging that you have a genius. And also choosing to love yourself, come from a place of love, right? Make the idea of success, so transform your idea of success. Maybe right now, if your idea of success is a lot of kudos and acknowledgement and good criticism, maybe transform that into giving and offering the gift of love. Bringing love into the equation, loving self first. And clearing away some of this harsh energy. Some of it's simply surfacing as it's being released, so you don't have to hold too tightly to it, right? Acknowledging the saboteur and saying, I hear you, what are you afraid will happen, right? If my inner saboteur becomes activated, I can say, I see you, I hear you, thank you for wanting to protect me, right? This is a protector part. Thank you for wanting to protect me. What are you afraid will happen to Rachel, right? So you're separating yourself from this part. You're not over-identifying with the saboteur, just like you're not over-identifying with the creative idea. So asking the saboteur, what are you afraid will happen to Rachel if she finds success, or if she births this amazing idea, or, right, whatever it is, or if she creates this amazing product, or finds success, what are you afraid will happen? And then dig deep into those fears, right? So if a surface thing comes up and it's just, I'm afraid she'll be insulted, right? Or criticized. All right, well, what's the worst that could come of being criticized? Well, her feelings will be hurt. Okay, what's the worst that would happen if her feelings were hurt? She might work through those feelings and become more resilient and immune to those comments. So, right, just looking for the fears, and eventually if you dig deep enough, you might find that they're really baseless. So really digging for the gold there and choosing love by hearing that part out, loving yourself. This is about being present to self, right? With some self-presence, acknowledging that you're not this part, you're not this saboteur that's surfacing. And the time is now. The time is now to start working on this creative idea, or to really meditate on it and give it energy and allow it to be birthed in the springtime. Springtime's coming up. It's a really fertile time, right? Your unconscious is bursting with ideas that want to come forth. So you're being encouraged to create now. Bring those ideas forth now. The timing is right. All right. I hope that was helpful. If you like a personalized reading, session work, right? All that'll be in the description of this video. If you need special consideration, donation-based services because you're in a crunch right now, I totally get it. Just email me at info@urbanempath.com. We'll work out the pricing. Also, see if your energy spilled out into other crystals and if they offer a message of healing as well. All right, comment if you resonated with that message. I'd love to know. I'd love to hear from you. All right, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye, empath. All right, my green apophyllite people. Isn't that a beautiful piece? I love this. It's like a little seat, a little chair for a fairy or house elf or something. I don't know. So tuning in to the green apophyllite. So what's coming in is it's a time to move on from a past relationship that wasn't probably even a relationship, more like a situationship, an entanglement, right? Something that wasn't so healthy and healing for your heart. You might have been experiencing someone who had a lot of magnetic energy, a lot of charisma, and there was a lot of chemistry. And that might be someone who, nostalgia is something that really abounds right now as we're working through this difficult time as a collective. There's a lot of nostalgia in the air, a lot of memories coming up to be released. And one of those memories is this past connection. And there might be a curiosity here of what's this person going through? What are they thinking? Are they thinking of me too? You're being encouraged to show gratitude for the time and what it brought to you, right? But also recall that through this nostalgic lens, you can't recall the pain, right? So if you look back and remember, because you might look back at messages, you might look at their Facebook or Instagram or whatever, right? We do this sometimes. We lurk, we stalk, we want to kind of tap into that chemistry again, that energy of someone we were attracted to. Well, your heart's healing right now, so it might be calling out for some of that nostalgic energy, and wanting that uplifting feeling. But remember how painful that was. Remember the times where it wasn't good and it felt like I just want to, I need to get out of this energy, right? There was a lot of pain. Sometimes those types of tumultuous, chaotic connections, some might call them karmic, we forget the pain. So remember that, you're probably a sensitive and empath and intuitive. And while you can read back messages and think, oh, maybe I was making something more of this, it seems like we were just having a nice conversation here. Remember that your intuition was letting you know through your feelings, right? And through sensations, and you're probably in a lot of pain. So look back to those painful things and don't forget that relationship created a lot of chaos in your life. And hopefully this will help you put it in perspective, that unless this person has had a lot of time to grow and they wanted to grow and they wanted to change and they wanted to be better for you, chances are they haven't done that. They haven't looked at that. They haven't changed much, particularly if they were getting a payoff from being this way, right? So, right, Don Juan energy, or the female equivalent to that. So you're being encouraged to visualize the type of connection, romantic relationship you actually want, or relationship in general. It doesn't even have to be like romantic partnership type. But if that's what you're currently seeking and that's what you're longing for right now, like, I wish I was quarantining with my special someone. And maybe in a way maybe you do have someone, but there's someone from the past kind of popping up in your mind. And it's to be released, right? Because maybe you're not recalling this person completely accurately. That's what happens, right? With time, we grow fonder. With distance, we grow fonder of somebody, and we forget. It dilutes that pain. So remember, your heart's healing right now, right? Green Apophyllite has come in to free you through forgiveness, right? Not to invite someone back in who created hell in your life, but to create a state of forgiveness, of being gentle with yourself as your heart heals here, right? And as you kind of cut these cords from the past and visualize the kind of connection that you'd like to create. Because if this person is able to step up and mature, that's one thing. But if it's the same old, we don't want to invite that back in. So in order to create fertile ground for this connection to ascend, or for something amazing to come in, we've got to visualize ourselves and feel our way to success. So you're encouraged to visualize and feel what it feels like to be in that partnership, or to be surrounded by those connections, right? Because oftentimes we're not even looking and these people find us, right? And they create this chaos in our life and turn it upside down. And we didn't even really like them that much to begin with, but they did all these things to make themselves seem more interesting. And And we never really got to see the real them because they were moving so much. So just know that your perception of them isn't accurate. Your feeling of them is. So you don't, and they had a sense that if they stood still long enough, they would not be very interesting to you. So just know that if that's the case, there's nothing more to see here. There's nothing more. There's part of you that's like, I need to know more. This is a mystery. And that curiosity is fueling this. So just know that it's a time of letting go of that curiosity, and just know that if you look back, chances are you didn't like them that much to begin with, and they did a lot of things to make themselves more interesting to you. If it was something that there was someone that there was a genuine connection with and it just went south, this is a time of going within, not making a move, going within, healing your heart, being gentle with yourself. Things are coming up for you to release, to heal, to self-soothe, right? And do some creative visualization work about what you want your life to look like. So going inside and gaining insight there about what your heart truly desires, getting in touch with what your heart really desires here, and what's in alignment for your highest good, as well as others. That's what's being called on right now. It's a time of heart healing, releasing through forgiveness of yourself for putting yourself in a situation that maybe wasn't ideal, right? Putting your heart in harm's way. But you know what? You gained a lot of discernment. So you're being encouraged to just be there for yourself right now. Be gentle. Connect with loved ones, right? Probably from a distance at this time. And perhaps you're sensing as an intuitive, as an empath, as a sensitive, however you identify. You don't have to be an empath. You're probably sensing some feelers being put out your way. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes we'll have a dream, right? We'll see someone in a vision or a dream. Their energy will pop up again. It'll be ever present. And then we paint the picture of them all over again. And it's really fantasy based, right? We're really good at doing that. So just know right now is not the best time to move forward in this connection. It's probably a better decision to let go, at least for the time being, as your heart heals and releases, and a better match moves closer, right? Anything else? Visualize yourself in the state you want to be in, right? Feel your way through, and trust that you will resonate with the right people, right? So wishing you a lot of heart healing here. If you want a personal reading or session, I'll put that information in the description of this video. Share if you resonated with that message. I'd love to know. And maybe your energy spilled onto other crystals, so maybe those readings are for you as well. Check those out. Also, if you need donation-based services, if you're in a financial crunch right now, feel free to email me at info@urbanempath.com. I totally understand. We'll work something out. And yeah, I hope there was some medicine in here for you. Be gentle with your heart right now. All right, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye, empath. All right, for my fairy quartz, or you might know it as cactus quartz or spirit quartz. For those viewers tuning into the fairy, I like fairy quartz. I love fairies, so, and the little sparkles remind me how what I believe are fairies appear, right? With the little sparkles. That's why I love sparkles. Sometimes they're like little pinpricks of light. All right, tuning into the fairy quartz. It also looks like a little fairy house. All right. So right away, I'm getting community. And of course, that's part of the energy of the stone, right? Coming together in group work, group meditation, group healing, bringing a calming, soothing, but uplifting vibration and experience. You might be feeling called to step up and offer something at this time, right? Offering light, offering some kind of volunteer work. You might be feeling called to step up to volunteer right now. Volunteer your services, your time. But there's a question of money coming in. So I'm hearing the song Earth Angel. So you might identify as an Earth Angel, right? Someone here to bring change, bring light, anchor light into the consciousness here, bring some healing and create a new paradigm. And there is this conflict, right, in the collective, this belief, this, and it's very irksome for a lot of us about earning money for our work. And right now, that might be especially concerning in that your survival's in question, in a way, right? Your money feels like it's in a crunch, and also a sense that other people are having financial issue. And so it feels, so there's some conflict here, right? I want to offer my services for free, but does that dilute the impact and the influence I have? Or I want to offer light or right, as an Earth Angel, you're probably skilled in some kind of healing arts or meditation work or offering caregiving and love to people. And that this was probably an especially hard time for you, being at a distance from people. So finding a way to shine your light out, you're being encouraged to, there might also be a question here, who am I to offer this? Or who am I to, right, playing small here, or not feeling big enough for the call. And just know that you're in alignment with a higher power here, that you're here to bring light. That's part of your purpose. What's coming in is don't be afraid to ask for donations, right? So if you want to offer a service as a volunteer, so lead a group meditation or group healing session or group sing-along or something like that, right? Maybe the voice or playing an instrument is how you bring light. That would be very in alignment with fairy realm, right? Dancers, singers, performers of all kinds resonate with fairies, that fairy energy. So don't be afraid to ask for donations. It might feel weird. It might feel, it might bring up fears or self-judgment, but just know that it's okay, that you deserve to be compensated as well for your work and effort. And making sure your needs are taken care of is important, right? Sometimes it's out of balance and we want to help others and martyr ourselves and not care for our own needs. But this is something we're looking at right now, right? We're working through this, and we're it's important for you to flourish and make sure your needs are met at this time and create an abundance to give to others, right? An overflow. It comes from an overflow. But know that if you provide and provide this, whatever it is you're considering doing, that you're getting a green light here, you're getting a go, the energy dynamics are in your favor, right? And that it's okay to ask for compensation, right? Whatever people can give, a donation, that's okay. And trust that people will know their own limits, right? Trust that other people will know whether they have enough to give or whether they don't. And it's okay either way. What else is coming in? Anything else? Know that you're not alone in doing it, right? If you're being called, if this is a calling, you're being called to step up in some way to offer something. And it does feel like a group thing, probably because of the stone that we're working with right now. But if that's something that's in your mind's eye right now, or something that you're feeling inspired to do, to continue to let it flesh out, and you might find that it just if you remain open to it and know that it's coming from a higher source, that it's divine inspiration and being divinely guided and timed, and just trust that process, go with it, flow with that process, that you might find that this creates lasting relationships, whatever this offering is, and it really pays off for you. And also keep in mind that your needs are important and they need to be met right now. That money aspect is coming in to make sure that you're considering that and not just in a state of giving, and that you acknowledge that you have needs as well, and it's okay to request compensation to those who are financially able to, and to work on any insecurities or doubts around doing so. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. If you need your own, if you'd like your own, it's not a necessity, is it? A personal reading or session, that information will be in the description of this video. Let me know if this resonated, if other crystals might resonate as well. Your energy might have spilled over into them. So let me know. Also, if you need special consideration around finances, donation-based service or something like that, let me know. You can email me at info@urbanempath.com. We'll work something out. If you have an overflow and you'd like to donate, energy exchange donation link is in the description as well. I think that's everything. But yeah, comment and let me know if this message resonated. And I look forward to seeing your contribution here. If there was any question, you are an earth angel here to bring light. So thank you for all you do.